Welcome back to Eurofootball Daily, where today we bring a top 10 of players your club should look to buy, but probably won't. Let's get into it. 10. Ryan Gauld to Crystal Palace. This summer is set to be one of upheaval for Crystal Palace. 14 first-team players are set to leave on a free this month, including first-team regulars Gary Cahill, Andros Townsend and Patrick Van Aanholt. This leaves just 13 players on the books, and only 4 under the age of 28. Not to mention the Eagles are currently managerless, and star man Wilfried Zaha once again wants out. Ranked 18th for both shots and possession per game, Palace are in dire need of a creative playmaker that also won't break the bank as they look to rebuild. One name that ticks those boxes is Ryan Gauld, who despite suffering relegation with far ends this season, was amongst the league and losses top performers. The 25-year-old Scotsman, who left Dundee United for Sporting 7 years ago, scored 9 and set up 7, contributing to over half his side's goals. His 2.3 key passes a match was double any of his teammates, whilst he also put up 2.4 shots and 1.4 dribbles per 90. Gould's release fee is apparently just €4 million, undoubtedly a bargain should Palace want to make a move for the midfielder. 9. Emil Audero to Juventus. It's no secret that Juventus are after a goalkeeper this summer. They've been flirting with Gianluigi Donnarumma for the last 6 months just to see the Italy #1 opt for PSG instead. And whilst Wojciech Szczesny has been a solid option between the sticks, winning Serie A Goalkeeper of the Year in 1920, the Bianconeri can be forgiven for turning their eyes towards the future as they enter a transitional period. And as it happens, one of the country's top goalkeeping prospects is a former Juve Academy player himself, Emil Audero. Now 24, the Sampdoria stopper is the third youngest starting goalkeeper in Serie A, and after spending 2018-19 on loan at Samp, the club spent €20 million to make the move permanent 2 years ago. Audero has made 113 appearances for the club, and last season made 117 saves, the third most in Italy, a 72% save rate, which was the 6th best, and no keeper saved more than the 2 penalties he did either. A sensible choice, Audero would be happy to play second fiddle to Szczesny in the short term, but with Sampdoria wanting to recoup what they spent, it makes such a move unlikely this summer. 8. Zeki Çelik to Inter Milan. Lille have become accustomed to losing their top talent, and despite a triumphant Ligue 1 campaign last season, this summer will be no different, with Mike Maignan and Boubakary Soumaré already on the way out. Another name linked with a move away is right-back Zeki Çelik, with Inter Milan among the clubs taking a look at the Turkish international. And it makes sense. Achraf Hakimi is set to leave the San Siro this window as Inter look to stabilise their finances after coming home with the Scudetto. While Çelik isn't on the same level as the Moroccan, the 24-year-old isn't far off. Hakimi averages 1 key pass and dribble a game, with Çelik at 0.8, whilst defensively, Lille's man has almost double the actions at 3.8 tackles and interceptions compared to Hakimi's 2. Lille are reportedly open to selling Çelik for just €15 million to ease their own financial concerns, but Inter might find it hard to justify to fans the sale of their best players to bring in someone who is worse on paper. It's looking like it's going to be a long summer for both league winners as they look to defend their titles. 7. Leon Bailey to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund are no stranger to picking off some of their Bundesliga rivals, having signed Thorgan Hazard and Julian Brandt from European challengers in recent years. And with Jadon Sancho inevitably heading to Manchester United, they should keep it local again when looking for a replacement. By Leverkusen's Leon Bailey. Only 23 years old, the Jamaican international has been linked with the likes of Chelsea and Spurs in recent years, but an underwhelming 2019-20 campaign saw him drop down the pecking order in Leverkusen. This summer though, he's back to his best, contributing a career-high 17 goals, 3 more than any of his teammates at the Bay Arena. His 1.9 shots, 1.6 key passes and 2.5 dribbles also exceed any of his colleagues' output. But what could stop Dortmund making a move are, as you might expect, finances. Bailey could cost in the region of €40 million, and whilst that's around half the fee BVB expect to get for Sancho, it would smash their current transfer record. But if they think they can afford it, they should do it. Bailey is another player who could turn a hefty profit for the club in a couple of years. 6. Tariq Lamptey to Everton. One of the bargains of the 2019-20 season was Tariq Lamptey's £5 million move from Chelsea to Brighton. Lamptey has excelled in the South Coast, starting all but one of the available matches since he was handed his first start for the side. The Londoner was attracting interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs, with Bayern Munich, Arsenal and Tottenham all reportedly keen. But with the defender requiring surgery for his hamstring and Brighton valuing him at £30 million, it seems unlikely now these clubs will make a move. Everton seems a more suitable destination for Lamptey, with Seamus Coleman, their first team right back, not getting any younger, soon turning 33. The Englishman surpassed the veteran on dribbles, defensive actions and key passes per 90 last term, while Lamptey's attacking prowess drew 2.5 fouls per game, only bettered by Jack Grealish and Wilfried Zaha in the Premier League. All reasons for the Toffees to be interested. However, PSV's Denzel Dumfries is reportedly their main target. A small evaluation of £15 million and an injury-free record makes the move more plausible. Certainly not a bad deal, but now seems like the perfect time to strike for Lamptey before he gets back on the pitch and his value keeps rising. 5. Paulo Dybala to PSG. Another player whose season was hampered by injury is Paulo Dybala, with the 27-year-old making just 20 league appearances. A disappointing season for Juventus, where they scraped Champions League qualification on the final day. Dybala still showed glimpses of quality in his limited minutes. The Argentine got 8 goal involvements in 16 starts across all competitions, while his 2.6 shots per game was only bettered by Cristiano Ronaldo in the squad. Returning manager Max Allegri reportedly has Dybala in his plans, which is unsurprising considering he once bagged 22 league goals in a season under the Italian stewardship. But with a contract expiring in 2022 and a new deal not yet negotiated, the forward's time in Turin may soon be up. Linked with PSG, Atletico Madrid and Manchester United, the Parc des Princes would be the perfect destination for him to thrive. Fellow countryman Angel Di Maria is getting on at 33, and his 13 goal contributions in Ligue 1 last season was his lowest in Paris. The former Palermo man could prove the perfect replacement then, especially with Mbappe's future also uncertain. However, France Football magazine claims President Nasser Al-Khalifi is focused on improving other areas of the team, and so the striker's future may lie elsewhere. 4. Andre Silva to Tottenham. Replacing Harry Kane is no easy feat, it's next to impossible. If the Tottenham striker does leave this summer, then the North London club will need to reinvest that money wisely. A consistent goalscorer like Romelu Lukaku would be a smart move, but would the Serie A winner swap Inter Milan for Europa Conference League Tottenham Hotspur? It seems unlikely, and so a more realistic target for Spurs would be Eintracht Frankfurt's Andre Silva. The 25-year-old is coming off the back of an extraordinary season in Germany, netting 28 goals in 32 games, only topped by Lewandowski and breaking the club's record for individual goals in a season. Like Tottenham's talisman, the Portuguese international is also a provider, assisting his teammates on 10 occasions last term. Even if Spurs manage to keep hold of Kane, they should be looking to the likes of Silva as his understudy or to partner the England captain. But with a £40 million valuation, double that of Danny Ings, it seems more likely they'll prioritise the Southampton man this summer. Not a bad bit of business, but a younger, less injury-prone Silva would be superior in our eyes. 3. Jules Koundé to Real Madrid. A member of the Sevilla squad that won the 2019-20 Europa League, Jules Koundé has slotted into Spanish football with ease. The 22-year-old made the move from Bordeaux in July 2019 for €25 million and has been a rock at the back of Julien Lopetegui's defence. The Frenchman's stats are seriously impressive, with 90% pass accuracy and 3 aerial duels won per 90, all team highs. He's also the best performing centre-back for Sevilla, with his 2.1 tackles and interceptions more than any of his defensive partners this term. Koundé has also looked at home in the Champions League and played a key role in his side qualifying for the UCL once again last term, as Sevilla finished 4th and even remained in contention for the title until the final week of the season. With Rafael Varane and Sergio Ramos both likely to depart the Spanish capital, Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti is reportedly interested in signing Koundé, with the French international's release clause at £68 million. But having already brought David Alaba to the Bernabeu, Los Blancos may focus on improving other positions, and Barcelona or Manchester United may swoop in for the youngster instead. 2. Franck Kessié to Manchester United. 7 years without Champions League football, AC Milan are finally back amongst the elite after finishing second in Serie A, with Ivorian midfielder Franck Kessié instrumental to this. The 24-year-old has thrived under manager Stefano Pioli, contributing 20 goals in all competitions, 14 more than the previous campaign. His work rate and defensive game has also improved, completing the most pressures in the squad with 15.1 per 90 and 2.6 tackles and interceptions per game, the highest of his career. With the contract expiring in 2022, his future remains uncertain, and the former Atalanta man has previously spoken of his desire to join Manchester United. Despite this, reports suggest the Red Devils' main midfield target remains Declan Rice, who the West Ham owners value at a whopping £100 million. Kessié could be snapped up in comparison for 45 million quid, and seems a more suitable replacement for Paul Pogba if the Frenchman is to depart. Kessié's return of 14 goals across all competitions last season equals the number of combined efforts scored by Pogba, McTominay, Matic and Fred. United should act fast before someone else does, or he pens a new deal at the San Siro. 1. Yves Bissouma to Arsenal. For a while now, Yves Bissouma has seen his name linked with some of Europe's biggest clubs. A year ago, it was suggested that Real Madrid were interested in the Brighton midfielder, but in recent months, the Mali international was most heavily connected with a move to Arsenal. However, now, as the transfer window opens up, it seems the Gunners have shifted their focus elsewhere. And we can't really understand why, with Matteo Guendouzi, Lucas Torreira and Granit Xhaka all likely to leave the Emirates, and Mikel Arteta struggling to find a partner for Thomas Partey in central midfield. 24-year-old Bissouma would be a perfect signing to slot alongside the Ghanaian, with his 4.7 tackles and interceptions the third highest in the Premier League last campaign. The £40 million price tag shouldn't put Arsenal off, especially considering they are linked with other players for greater prices, and will need to appease the fans quickly after missing out on the signing of Emi Buendia. Bissouma might not be the marquee name they want, but he'd certainly do dirty work and let other players thrive around him, as Arsenal look to make an immediate return to Europe. So those were our 10 players your club should buy but will not. Have we missed out anyone else? Please let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more Football Daily content, then click on screen right now. And as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.